So that's lesson of the week. I'm still dealing with last week's lesson, which did make the blog. I went to rewrite the blog because remember, it was blank. It wasn't blank anymore. How did I lose it and then get it back? Anyway, lesson of the week previously was use what you have learned. And I don't know. I'm assuming I'm doing some of that because I've just been, what do my notes say? That's a good question. I gotta stop taking notes in my sleep. Last week, something. This week, I'm dealing with that in finance. I don't know what last week was. Use what you have learned. I don't know how to describe what it is that I have learned in the financial realm, but I'm living very differently than I have in the past. And it's awkward and it's strange, but I know it's the right thing and the right way to be. Like I'm spending freely, not excessively and not without purpose, but I'm less hesitant to just get stuff when I'm like, I want that or need that. For instance, I broke down this week, even though it wasn't really in the budget. Like I ate up this week's budget and part of that. Well, I ate up last week's budget and part of this week's already. But I bought a fire extinguisher. Figured it was a good idea to have one, all things considered. I hesitated until the CD mount I had in Artemis broke. It actually broke months ago when it was still in the rocket, and I didn't have funds at the time to replace it because I was coming off of 6 months of no working. So I got it where it was convenient and easy to work and glued it into place. And then when I moved it into Artemis, it wasn't quite right. And so the other day I put the phone in and I pushed on it for something and it broke off, and I was picking it back up all day long. Finally, I decided I had had enough of that. And so I placed an order to pick up a new one, the exact same model that I had. And I'm so glad I did. It's so nice to be able to adjust it, and everything's tight. And so I decided then I was going to do the fire extinguisher as well. So now that's done. And again, this is not how I'm used to being. I got a good one coming up at the end of the week, too, in regards to that. Observation of the week. The little things really make the difference. I noticed this first the other night. Such stupid stuff. With the candles. I lit 4 candles in here just because. And I noticed they actually made it warmer. Like, it's such a small space. So you think, yeah, well, duh, obviously. But you just don't think of it. And it's hard to believe that just 4 little candles made that much of a difference. Little things make the difference. Another example from this week. So this wall over here in the shop side is not a wall, it's doors, because this was a garden shed. So that's where you took the riding mower in and out and stuff. I don't use them as doors. And so because they're doors, there's gaps. And at one point in history, I had taken regular insulation and torn it apart and stuffed it in the gaps. Well, across the top, a lot of that had come out at some point in 7 years of me not being here. And so it was leaking air. And last night, I had foam insulation and I went out to the outside and across the top and filled it all in. Like that, it made a difference. Holy crap. That room's always been cold. It wasn't cold. It was cool, but it wasn't cold. So the little things make the difference. The little things make the big things. Theme of the week, just flow with it. And that's really what I've been doing. Like today, oh my God, today was not anything like it was supposed to be. And I just kind of flowed through it. And I'm glad. I mean, I feel accomplished and I got stuff done and I'm good to go. This whole rest of the week is going to be rough. I have early morning appointments the next 2 days, like 7 a.m. One of them is not mine, it's the mayor's, but so like 6:15, 6:30, I gotta be leaving here each morning. And then tomorrow I go for that appointment. That's the, and now it's gone. No, there it is. Okay. They're saying skin tag, but we're going to biopsy it just in case. But they're not concerned. And now that I think about it, she said it's probably been there and you never noticed. And yeah, I think maybe it has. But anyway, so that, and then I have one of those awkward moments. So that we're figuring like 7 to 8, maybe 8, probably not that long. So I'm here, doctor's here. I have PT later on and it's here. I could, assuming I'm done at 8, I could come back here and have like an hour before I have to leave and go all the way over there. And what do you do with an hour? Like, you can't even really get into anything. You barely get settled. And then you're like, I got to get my shit together to go. Or I can go and sit there for 2 hours. I'm probably going to do that. And then Sparky is coming at noon. Hopefully by 2, the electric is on and running and these 3 outlets are good to go. I'm so excited. We've got them connected on this end and faceplates and it looks nice. Now we just have to get the work done on that side, which turned out to be more than we were expecting. That's what I wanted. That's what that note was about electric. Last week when I did the video in the intro sequence, I left a little clip that was like, please, dear God, let's get this electric done soon. The next day, without any kind of indication, Sparky showed up. We weren't able to do it that day, but he got it. He looked at stuff and then he came back and he got the outlets going and now we just need to put a new box in. So, and I left that clip like I was going to cut it out. And then I was like, no, I'm going to leave that little bit of randomness, go with the flow. And I'm glad I did. Asking it is given. But I'm talking about how rough things are. It said then Wednesday, I was supposed to work at the seasonal store today. They messaged me this morning, would I come in on Wednesday instead because they're getting a big truck that day. That threw me off because I wasn't ready to do anything else. I mean, I'm glad because I spent that time doing this and I'm so glad that that is all organized and ready to go now. It just needs the electric. But this is what that did to my Wednesday. Her at 7 at OT, me at 8. Then I have to bring her back here and then I have to be back over there but across the street at 2 for an appointment, and then at the seasonal store at 4. Not what I was expecting. Go with the flow.